Okay, if anybody's ready for some bad guitar playing and even worse camera work, you're in for the right place. This is the Cobra Chicken Fuzz, made by Mr. Colton from X23 Pedals. Fantastic pedal builder. I just wanted to give a rough idea of what this thing does. There's so many tones in this thing that it'd be impossible for me to cover everything. So I'm just gonna kind of give you a rough idea what's going on here. Basically, you've got a high-low gain switch, you've got your volume, bias, fuzz controls, input transistors, these are selectable, output transistors are selectable, you've got a silicon germanium switch. So again, millions of tones. What I'm going to do is try to kind of give you just a rough idea of kind of what this thing sounds like. Start with some low gain stuff and then just kind of move into, you know, higher gain. So clean sound. Just a Fender amp and a strat style guitar, Tom Anderson. So here's this thing. This is the low gain setting, germanium. Bias is all the way back, so you're getting the most voltage to the transistors here. I'm just going to crank all these back here. So this is just kind of everything zeroed out. So it's really nice overdrive, actually. Switching to the silicon, you won't hear a huge difference. So again, kind of cool overdrive. Just by messing with these, you can get a lot of different sounds. So you can hear the low end coming in there. So that's nice and beefy. You can crank the input up. Kind of getting fuzzy here now because you're having tons of low end. Switching to the germanium. So germanium's just softer in general, not quite as gainy, but it's a little bit smoother on the low end too. So that's all with the low gain. Again, this is with the fuzz cranked. I mean, obviously you can get tons of different shades. So now I'm going to flip it to high gain. I'm going to put these the way I like them. And so basically this output transistor sort of brings in the sub-octave stuff. This input one seems to kind of affect more like the low end and the mid-range. So switching to high gain, I still got the bias back. I've got it in germanium still. Fuzz is all the way up, but the bias is all the way back. So this is the setting where I feel like you kind of get the most range without things kind of just completely falling apart, which is cool, but you know. So here we go. So that's like fuzz phase kind of. Can you mess with a couple of these input transistors? Back it all the way off, you get kind of a hollowed out. So again, that's bias all the way up. Show you silicon real quick. So again, you just hear more gain, beefier low end. So now the bias, where I tend to think it works best, is about 3 or 4 o'clock. Again, there's a million shades in here. So this is back to germanium. Again, this is where I tend to keep it. Actually, let me do this. I'm going to keep the input transistor here. I'm going to mess with this output, so we'll just start it all the way back. So that's, I don't know if you can tell the volume dropped off, but it's just because you're starving the transistors more. So again, clicking it up one. Not quite getting the octaves in, but it's getting close. Now you're going to start hearing the octaves creep in. My preferred setting right here. Now, watch what happens when I back my volume down just 1 notch on the guitar. Tons of shades of that. Now we're getting into just, this is crazy sub-octave stuff here. All the way up. So if I go back to the one that I tend to prefer, I'm just going to show you what the input transistor does. So I'm going to start with it all the way forward. Bring it back one. Oh, here we go. Again, if I want to back that octave out of there, I'm just going to turn my volume down 1 notch to like 9. Back one more. Kind of alien spaceship ray gun things. So yeah, you get the idea. Tons of really cool stuff in there. Some of these will oscillate a little bit just because that's kind of what it does. But yeah, it's just, again, so many different tones in here. I can't even show them all to you. Going back to my favorite sound, just show you what that sounds like on silicon. Have to back the bias back just a little bit. So yeah, you can see silicon's just a lot more intense. Backing the gain of the pedal down. So yeah, again, you know, this is just scratching the surface, but these pedals are really cool. You can spend hours and come up with cool sounds, and then unless you write it down, you'll probably never find it again. But that's kind of the fun of pedals, right? So hopefully this gives somebody an idea. Again, I apologize for the horrible video and playing, but just wanted to show what it can do. Enjoy.